I really liked the Dead Space remake. I beat it twice on hard and on New Game Plus mode. The only thing I found outrageous is this? Like, come on, even on hard, seriously? Also, the way camera has an artificial backlight that keeps Isaac lit even when it's dark doesn't make much sense in a horror game. I highly recommend the mode that disables this feature. It really increases the immersion. I naturally became curious to check out the original before going into Dead Space 2.
Why is he evil? What was that?
I honestly thought that I wouldn't play all the way through it after effectively beating the same game twice already. I just wanted to check out and compare first few chapters and maybe give that first person mode a try. But in the first 10 minutes, game somehow managed to surprise me enough that I just kept going.
Okay. What the fuck? I knew this would happen. Why am I scared?
And I wanted to share my favorite clips from the playthrough and a few observations about more subtle differences of the original game in comparison to the remake.
What? I'm dead. I'm not playing anymore. I'm not playing. I think remake was enough.
Starting with a few quality of life features, first thing I've noticed is the way when creating a new save file it doesn't ask you.
Are you sure about that?
When rewriting a save, sure, I understand, but why ask when you create a new save file? Like, just create it.
I like this more. I never understood why do they ask you if you are sure that you want to create a new save file. Like, just create it, you know? I don't understand.
Second thing that is very noticeable is how lasers from your tools that are used for aiming are actual lasers, so they will interact with the environment properly. And I like this more than the hybrid approach of the remake, where they not quite crosshair, but also not quite physical. I mean, it's fine, I just wish there was an option to switch to how it is in the first game. Then I realized that you can't see ammunition counter on your weapon select screen.
Oh wait, you cannot see your ammunition in the menu. Well, that's more tense.
So make sure to check your inventory more often. Also, fully upgraded plasma cutter in Dead Space can hold 20 charges, and fully upgraded plasma cutter in the remake can hold 23 charges. Listen, numbers are just numbers, but 23? That is a weird number, okay? This one is kinda cool. Multiple times throughout the game you'll get attacked by this giant tentacle. And I have to say, even when I was completely unaware of what is about to happen, I did notice how the remake stops you from moving and disables your inputs right as it's about to happen. Whereas original keeps your inputs active all the way up until you get grabbed, which slightly adds to the surprise. You can see it clearly in this clip as I was aiming right when it grabbed me.
That's surprising.
Also, in original, you can just straight up kill humans, it's great.
You can do that.
Jumping into visuals.
Whoa. Okay, hello.
Yeah, it holds up really well.
Oh, wow. No, I forgot.
But what holds up even better is sound design. From monstrous scratchings of the ship to ambient sounds to voice acting.
If you can hear this, please come for me. I can hear scratching in the wall. Hello? Who's there? Are you a doctor? Why is everyone... Wait, I know you. You're Harris, the prisoner from the colony. You killed that nurse. Help! Somebody help me! Please! Please!
Oh my god.
I've heard that zero gravity sections is one of the most clear-cut improvements in the remake, so I expected original to be some clunky clusterfuck in those sections.
Stay safe, Isaac.
Goodbye.
But no, I actually surprisingly enjoyed the way Zero G is handled.
That was awesome.
I also enjoyed running out of ammunition. mode, which is a weird thing to find enjoyment in, but given the game, it's appropriate.
Yes! Yes! No! Come on! Come on! The other one! No! Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope. Nope. Nope.
It wasn't often the case, and is more true for the very beginning of the game.
Yes!
But I did find myself running out of ammunition in original more often than in the remake, in general.
Oh my god. Fuck! Oh, that was ammunition wasted. Hello. Oh, he's chilling. He's just chilling. Or is he? Yes, he is. Okay.
And constantly trying to save as many charges as I can.
What the fuck are you? Hello. Already? Already? Okay, so I don't have anything to fight you with. I don't have a flamethrower. I don't have a pulse rifle. So, yeah, see you later. Nope, don't follow me. Nope.
Except for the alternative fire mode for the line gun. I love the one that is in the remake as well, but this one also is really cool.
Okay, so that did something. Alright.
Given that you can't properly use it.
Oh, hello. No. Okay.
Line gun in general became my favorite weapon, specifically in the original, due to just how much more force is behind it, it seems.
That was awesome. Oh, hello. Okay. And I don't know.
It just feels good to dismember stuff with it. Dismembering in general is great in this game.
Oh, I think we just cut off his head.
Sure, it's not this layered system like in the remake, so it's less visually interesting, but in return, it's so crunchy. And you better dismember them.
Oh my... Wow! Jesus! Can I eat? Can I eat, please? A little bit? Huh? Fuck! No! Jesus!
Because they stand up.
Oh fuck! You gotta be kidding me. No. Yes. That's interesting. For some reason, I don't remember that happening in remake at all. Actually, that's interesting.
I only kinda missed that move where you can cut off Necromorph's limbs and fire them. It's sort of present, but it's very weak. But hey, it stops you from abusing it too much, like in Dead Space 2, and to a lesser degree Dead Space Remake. By the way, you know this enemy? Weirdly, in the remake, unless it's a new game plus difficulty, all of them die right after you cut off 2 tentacles, sometimes 1. I kinda got used to it, so you can imagine my surprise when in original, many don't die until fully disassembled.
Ooh, I forgot. Nope. Okay. How were you still alive?
Something else that came as a surprise is just how freaking fast necromorphs are in original.
Oh shit! Oh man! Wow! Hello! You're quicker than in the remake? Oh shit! Okay, that was something.
I mean, it's not even a competition.
No! Whoa! What the hell is that? Why are you so fast? Jesus! Oh wow! No. Nope. Yeah. Well, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Nope. Oh. Fuck this shit, man.
And the animation when Leaper runs at you is just straight up nightmare material.
Horrifying.
Finally, last thing I want to highlight is just a general difference in presentation. Some things are worse.
What the what happened here? What is this? Hello? Okay.
Some things are kinda cheap.
Oh, hello. What was that? Okay.
Some are a matter of taste, like how you can vaguely see necromorphs before they pop out. And some are better.
Oh, hello. What is that? Huh? You didn't do that. What? Okay, goodbye. Huh. He checked us out. Cool.
I really liked how Leapers are presented in this section. In remake, he's just standing there eating, looking at you, and in original, it's more interesting use of environment. And I loved the fogged sequence that comes after this.
Holy, this ship is huge. Oh. Yep.
Oh, and also this scene is just awesome.
Shadow, wow.
Look at his shadow!
Overall, I really enjoyed the original, but having beaten Dead Space 2, I think Remake is the way to go for newcomers, just due to how much tighter it fits together with Dead Space 2, both narrative-wise and in gameplay. However, the original is still very much worth a playthrough.
What is up? It's me, the devil.
Not only due to the story reasons, like to see the not so subtle differences in few characters here, but also for gameplay and presentation, which I would hesitate to call worse. Just be sure to download a fan mouse fix if you're going to play with keyboard and mouse. And thank you for watching. differences of the original game in comparison to the remake.